Have you seen the bank? You don't know the truth behind this scam. Can you tell me which one is an alligator and which one is a crocodile? Why can't you drive an F1 car? Why does the sun shine in space without oxygen? And if this ladder moves away from here, I swear the war will begin. But why? And why does this animal do this? Watch the video to find out. It's a creature with 2 faces and 3 legs that wants to drive the world crazy like it's doing here. In fact, it is an ant-eating giant ant that does not have real 2 heads. Rather, it is its legs that look like heads, so that when a predator attacks it, its gaze is blurred, and it takes its legs in its mouth instead of grabbing its neck. For this reason, it walks in such a style as to drive everyone crazy and save their own lives that it is not understood which is the leg and which is the face. If this staircase moves away from here, there will be a riot. This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Christians believe that it was here that Jesus was crucified. And that's why so many groups fight to this day about who owns this building, that is, this church. About 160 years ago, 6 Christian groups signed a treaty among themselves, which divided ownership of the building between these 6 groups. That agreement stipulated that no changes would be made to this church as long as the 6 groups agreed together. The problem, however, is that the 6 groups never agree on anything together. So when in 2002 a monk turned a chair slightly from side to side, a dispute broke out between them. This is because they do not support these groups. And because of this dispute, 12 monks reached the hospital. And now this staircase has been laid here since before the treaty was signed. And as long as these 6 groups allow it, no one dares move it. This fish is called the ugliest fish in the world. In fact, this fish is called blobfish. This fish was awarded the title of the ugliest fish in the world in 2013, but this fish is so ugly because we are humans. But how? In fact, this fish does not get ugly, because the blobfish is a deep-sea animal that can be found at a depth of 9,200 feet in the ocean. There it looks exactly like a normal fish. However, when people bring it to the ground, its muscles stretch out and it looks ugly. This is the most dangerous knife in the world, which, if someone is let in, will blow his knocker away. In fact, it is called the wasp injection knife, which was developed for divers so that if they accidentally were attacked by a shark, by inserting this knife, they would emit the shark's screams and the shark would no longer attack. That is why it has a hole between its edges, from where carbon dioxide gas is released, which is filled with buttons attached to the back of the knife. To use it, you just need to insert the knife and press the button. And then at 1000 psi force, the gas will run out and knock out the front. If a small tooth or crack is found in any part of the aircraft before takeoff, it can be glued with a special tape called speed tape. Why is there a hole in the window of the plane? Let's find out. It is not an ordinary tape, but a super strong aluminum tape that can easily handle high-speed pressure and temperature. This means that it acts as a temporary contractor until proper repairs are made. It's nothing to fear, it's completely safe. They are certified by airlines and are only used in minor surface problems. Now let's talk about that little hole in the plane window. People think it's a mistake, but in fact, this hole balances the pressure in the window and prevents condensation. And if it is not there, the window may even crack. So the next time you get on a plane, don't stress about seeing the hole with this little tape. These are all scientifically tested techniques, not paired tasks. On Easter Island, an uninhabited island about 3,500 kilometers from Chile, a mysterious statue is found that is no less than a great mystery. This is because the statue called Moai weighs more than 90,000 kilograms. More than 500 people will be needed to lift them. At the same time, these stones are so strong that it took 3 days for a researcher to break only a part of it. So the question is, how did that happen so many years ago? After research, a figurine was found at the bottom of the hill, indicating that the figurines were cut from the hill. It is estimated that it took 12 people a year to make the statue alone. But the question is, how did these statues weighing as much as 14 elephants reach every corner of the island? After some research, it has been found that the statues were pulled by ropes in such a way that they reached every corner of the island. But who were those people? What was the purpose of these images? This thing remains a mystery to this day. In 1962, Nick Holoniak Jr. developed the world's first visible red LED. A few years later, green LEDs were also developed and began to be used in calculators, digital clocks, and indicators. But to complete the color systems of RGB, that is red, green, blue, it was necessary to have blue LEDs. Without it, neither white LEDs nor full-color displays would have been possible. Large companies like IBM, Sony, and Panasonic tried to make blue LEDs, but all failed after 30 years of research. A special material was needed for blue light. It is called gallium nitride, which is very difficult to control. Then, in 1993, Suzy Nakamura fulfilled this impossible challenge and developed effective blue LEDs. Now, when the color system of RGB was complete, white LEDs were also made either by mixing RGB or by coating the blue LEDs. Today's smartphones, TVs, laptops, and LED bulbs all became possible due to the same breakthrough. Suzy Nakamura received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2014 due to this outstanding innovation. Have you ever wondered how the sun shines in space? Because when fire burns on Earth, it can burn because of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, there will be no fire. But there is no air in space, so how does the sun shine? See, the sun is not actually burning but is producing heat and light due to nuclear fusion. The sun is composed of 92% hydrogen and 8% helium. Due to the strong gravity of the sun, when hydrogen atoms collide with each other, they produce heat and light in the form of energy. Now it is no longer so different from an atom, but when billions of atoms collide together, they create a huge amount of energy that reaches our Earth in the form of heat and light. You can't drive an F1 car. This is because the reaction time of an F1 car is 3 times faster than the normal human. So fast that they could avoid crashing even at 300 kilometers per hour. It takes up to 40 kilograms of pressure on the driver's neck when cornering with an F1 car. This is why the neck of F1 drivers is as strong as a normal human hand. Now let's talk about braking. It takes between 100 and 150 kilograms of pressure to press the brakes in an F1 car. And when these drivers brake quickly or take sharp turns, they are stressed from 5G to 6G, which is enough to knock a normal person unconscious. This is not 5G and 6G internet, the gravitational force is called that. That is, gravitational force. I mean, if a normal person is sitting in an F1 car, he might faint before turning. And in addition to enduring all this, F1 drivers also have to endure temperatures like 50 degrees Celsius in the cockpit. It's not like the AC is on. That is why they are given a special fireproof suit. This is not the animal you are thinking about. In fact, the name of this animal is otter, which lives on the shores of ponds or rivers and seas, and it can also be in the water. This animal is quite expert in throwing and catching stones. This is because otters are very fond of playing with stones. Why do they play with stones? Some people believe that the otter practices breaking oyster shells with stones, so they break them open with stones. However, in addition to this, some people believe that otters are very fickle and have fun doing so. But no one knows the exact reason. Can you tell if it's an alligator or a crocodile? Yes, he was shot. Tell me, who died? Alligator dead or crocodile? Don't worry, I'll explain today. Their greatest distinguishing feature is the size of the snout. The nose of the alligator is wide and U-shaped. On the other hand, the crocodile's nose is thin and V-shaped. Because of the wide upper jaw of the alligator, when it closes its mouth, its lower teeth are covered and only the upper bullets are visible.
But in crocodiles, the upper and lower jaws are equal. Because of this, both the top and bottom teeth can be seen clearly even after closing the mouth. This is the Bank of the Resurrection, which may open on the day of resurrection. A vault called the Svolvær Global Seed Vault has been created on a cold and uninhabited island in Norway. And as soon as Bayi enters it, he finds a heavily guarded gate, behind which are kept thousands of steel boxes. Now, imagine what's in them. Gold, silver, diamonds, pearls, nothing like that. It contains the seeds of all the important crops of the world. Wheat, pulses, rice, chickpeas, corn is everything. Every country has sent their seeds here, and the reason is also strong. If something happens in the future,